Hey there, friends and foes, cereal boxers. Welcome to the virtual rec room. This is Back of the Cereal Box. I am your host, the prophet of pop culture, John Pica, but you can call me Johnny. And this morning, we are going to have a lot of fun. We've got a very special guest, Drew Milden of Drew versus the World. And best of all, the whole gang is back together. The band is back together, and we're going to do that right now. That was really weird. That track started really fast and then it slowed down. Did anybody else notice that? We'll see in just a moment. It is time to meet my broadcast partner, the incomparable, super talented. She's in a great mood this morning. She's a bundle of sunshine. We all know and love her. Please welcome the one, the only Dee Barty. Good morning, Dee Barty. Oh, now you put on the smile.
The actor.
Yeah. She's dropping F-bombs at me before we go live, and now she's all happy, chipper.
He's lying. I would never do that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think there's like that. I don't talk like that.
Uh-huh. So, per usual, Dee Barty is having a few technical issues this morning. Your phone was drained, so you can't plug in your earbuds. And Dee, you know what we need? We need people to just go ahead and contribute at buymecoffee.com/cerealboxpod. Because it only costs a couple, like $700-800 to buy you a brand new laptop with a great webcam in HD.
I really hate. So I use my phone because it's the latest technology or whatever, right. And it's like
we're gonna figure it out.
Okay.
I would have come down there the other night, but we had a little emergency happen on the. It's a big thing. All right. So, also welcome to the show, Hopeful Simplicity, sweet Melissa Stetcher. How you doing, Melissa?
Hi, friends. I would drop the F-bomb, just not here.
You both did.
We love you, Johnny.
So, Melissa, you took off the glasses. You look so cute in glasses.
Thank you.
And I discovered Melissa has a secret talent that she's been hiding from us. Melissa is a phenomenal singer.
Oh,
you've got a great voice.
Thank you.
And I got a song stuck in her head last night. And
do not start it.
Loves me for it.
Don't you start that today.
Oh, it's already stuck in your head now. Just thinking about it.
No.
You're welcome. And also rounding out the Fab Four, the band is all back together. The Boys of Noise, the Sultan of Sound, Sean Connors.
Good morning. What's going on, everybody?
Loud.
All right, here's the intro I want to do. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children all around the world, please welcome the Fab Four. On percussion, it is the Boys of Noise, the Sultan of Sound, Sean Connors.
Oh, my God.
On lead guitar, it is the incomparable Miss Dee Barty. On keyboards and backing vocals, it is Melissa Stetcher. And on lead vocals, it is Johnny B. Please welcome the Back of the Cereal Box crew.
I need to switch that because I can play piano. So.
Can you really? I didn't know that. So, okay.
Yes, you did. We talked about it a couple weeks ago. You were like, I didn't know that.
Yeah, well, I forgot. and I just dropped pod decks all the way across the room, and I had to reach with my foot to get that. So that is a good time to mention that we are sponsored by Pod Decks.
This episode is powered by Pod Decks. Pod Decks are unique interview questions and episode starting prompts in the palm of your hand. So whether you're a new podcaster or an existing broadcaster looking to take your interviews and podcast episodes to the next level, you're going to want to check out Pod Decks. Visit poddecks.com to get your Pod Decks today.
And we are also sponsored by Loot Crate.
Loot.
You can get
You
a
bought my socks
mystery
if I had
box
any on.
of
Thanks,
loot.
Puppet.
You can get a mystery box of loot at lootcrate.com. It's some of the coolest geeky merchandise on the planet. Use promo code Serial10 and take 10% off. So we already got comments while we're waiting for our guest. Our very special guest is Drew Milden. He'll be here in a moment.
Drew.
And Dave said, that's better. At first, the audio and video weren't quite synced. That's right. I don't know what that was. And Dave says, the F-bomb here is Frosted Flakes. Ooh. You know what, ladies, gentlemen? Anytime you feel that urge, just use Frosted Flakes instead of, and that will suffice as a substitution. Melissa, you don't look happy with that.
We use sandwiches.
Okay.
That's what my son always says when we would go to like his Yu-Gi-Oh card tournaments. He's like, "Mom, language," and there's like 12,000 grown-ass children, and he was like, "Mom, language," and I was like, "Sandwiches, French fries." And so that's the start of happening.
And Dave Mattingly says the only instrument I can play is the radio. And Curious Idealist Angel Love says I can rock the tambourine. That's pretty awesome. So, guys and gals, while we are waiting for Drew Milden, it is time for our very first segment, and that is What's in the Bowl? And DBRT, I know. She's like, dang it, Johnny, I'm not eating that Frosted Flakes Cinnamon Toast Crunch. But that's what we all have. Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
Or is it?
Look, I participated. Okay, I bought your stupid cinnamon toast crunch.
One bite. That's all I'm
I
asking.
even bought chocolate cinnamon toast crunch.
Oh.
Ooh, French Toast Crunch.
So I did this because the back is more fun.
Yeah. So the back.
This is not.
Yeah. This is.
I thought I was being pranked. I really did.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
Yeah. So, and for those of you watching, that's why we're called Back to the Cereal Box, because when...
Wait.
What?
I think they're all different.
They are all different. They are.
So,
That is
Oh, they got different expressions.
Yeah, they are all different, so they are collectible.
Oh.
Oh, that is pretty cute.
Wait. Keep it up. Let's make them dance. Ready?
You can
Hold on.
if you want to. That's all I know. That's all.
We'll edit music in later. All right, so, well, Dee, since you got the chocolate and since Melissa has the French toast, go ahead and take a taste of those. Even if it's dry, Dee, come on. Sometimes cereal is a delicious dry snack. You remember what JD said.
Johnny, I have a second surprise for you.
What's that?
To stick with the screwing you factor. I put my cereal in a bowl with a handle.
That's
A
okay.
bowl with a handle.
Because
I love it.
But look how cute it is. It's like little toast.
Melissa and I schemed. I was going to put mine in a bowl as well with a handle, but
All right. So,
I'm not eating this cereal.
pour the milk. I know DBRT rejects the entire premise of the show, and I got to tell you that we were given a huge compliment by a massive icon in podcasting yesterday. So he thinks this is a great idea, and he loves it, and that's all I'm going to say. All right, everyone got it? You got the Cinnamon Toast Crunch? All right. Sean, you ready? Let's go. So, Sean, we're gonna get Melissa's thoughts about French Toast Crunch because I want to try that. I almost bought it too, but
I have 98% of a box if you need it. I might fill this part in though, because I do love it. I don't have my glasses on, but I do love a game.
well, I have a box for you, so I'll send it to you. I got the Captain Crunch all berries, or did you already get that?
I got one of those because they had like the single serve.
Yeah.
And so then I'm walking around the supermarket annoying the crap out of people at 8:30 last night.
So, but Sean, Cinnamon Toast Crunch. Do we think that this is the best cereal ever made?
It's in the top 5. Definitely in the top 5.
Yeah, I mean it's Golden Grams with cinnamon. It's delicious.
Look, I actually like Golden Graham. I like, there's one cereal I like. I really dislike Cinnamon Toast Crunch. And I'm not eating it.
I used to live in a dorm. I had to eat.
So much anxiety trying to make me eat this cereal. I don't want to eat it.
I used to live in a dorm and had to live that cafeteria life. And those were the mornings you knew you was going to have a good day when you saw the prepackaged Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
So was it in the little cups?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It's awesome. I think cinnamon. I did that a couple weeks ago because I tried to go to the grocery store after midnight, and it did not work. I thought Walmarts were open 24/7. Not anymore.
Not since COVID. No.
Yeah.
Because COVID is more dangerous after midnight.
Of course.
It's like Gremlins. Or at least at the Walmarts here. It probably is like Gremlins after midnight, but
So Melissa, tell us about French Toast Crunch. Is it delicious? Is it good? I love it. Is it good?
it's adorable. Like, it is the cutest thing ever. It's like those little Shopkins for kids. It's like stale, dry syrup. But if you chase it with coffee, it's not bad.
See, why is John trying to get me to eat cereal and trying to get cereal to sponsor our show? I'm the worst person for this.
I'm great if it's dinner time or like a snack before bed. I'm the perfect cereal before bed sponsor ever.
I could do that.
Well,
I hate breakfast.
Well, but D, it's okay if you dislike it as long as you do it in a humorous way.
Well, this humorous because I'm just being me.
And while we are enjoying what's in our bowl, this week's guest has popped in. So let's welcome this week's guest. Who is it? It is Drew versus the World's very own super podcaster, Drew Milden. Give it up, everybody.
Drew.
Hello, everyone. Can you hear me?
Yeah,
Yes.
man.
Good.
But your camera is glitchy. We hear you just fine, but
Oh no.
your camera is missing frames. That's okay, as long as we can hear you.
Lollipops.
Give us a 1, 2, 3. Testing.
1, 2, 3. Testing. 1, 2, 3.
All right. If you can boost your volume just a bit, we're gonna be perfect. So,
1, 2, 3. Testing.
oh, perfect. So, Drew, do you have your Cinnamon Toast Crunch this morning?
Of course, I have my cinnamon toast crunch.
It's like in the other room where I can reach it.
So he's got the little cup.
You got dorm food.
Yeah.
So I went with the classics. And I have my milk. Since everybody, some people use cups, some people don't use cups. I have my milk in a nice Drew versus the World exclusive cup.
Good job, Drew.
There's some branding happening right there. Okay,
It's
you
a
know what?
bowl with a
It's a bowl with a handle.
Why have I not manufactured back of the cereal box bowls?
I have no
Melissa,
idea.
What?
you need to keep me on track. You're my
No.
organizer.
You
I
gave
think
me
you
a
need to
different
get on
homework
that.
last night. You can't like pile
I-
on the 2 homeworks. I got my
I
own
know.
business, Johnny. No.
And your business is helping people stay organized.
Okay, that'll be $125 an hour.
Oh. It's a hefty
All
price
right.
mark.
So, because the back of these cereal boxes are kind of lame, I went ahead and pulled back out the Ghostbusters cereal just for the back. Now,
Doing the
Melissa,
What?
tell us what's on the back of French Toast Crunch.
Is
Thank
that?
God.
Do you wait? Hold on, Melissa. Do you have French Toast Crunch?
I do.
That is my favorite cereal of all time.
So I went with this one, Drew, because the box, like the back of the regular box, looks like an orange mummy with weird eyes to me. And this one was more fun.
Mmm.
So,
Tell me, so you guys are going to see the mummy reference later when you're looking in your cupboards. You'll be like, oh.
so I put you center stage so you can show us what's on the back.
That's the back. So play Frenchie's crazy game because French toast.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's word puzzles, crazy crosswords, and then an I Spy.
I like that crossword in that it's like not a traditional shape. It's like all kind of snaky.
It's in the
The Eiffel
I
Tower
think that's pretty
because
great.
Frenchie. That's branding right there.
So I can't help, but do you guys remember the movie 40-Year-Old Virgin?
Yes.
And when the girl was drunk in the car, and she was just like,
Oh my God.
French toast. That
You want to
just
get some
keeps
French
playing
toast?
over and over. But she says it a different way. But we're PG today. But yeah, French toast.
All right. All right. Everybody calm down. DBarT, come on. DBarT.
She's the calmest one.
First and
What do you want to
foremost,
say, man?
I love to. First and foremost, thank you guys for having me on. I didn't get to say it because I was late. John,
That's all right.
you are my superhero. And I really, you are my mentor, the podcast world. And Sean, you are my, audio. You're the Sultan of Sound. D. Barty.
Oh my God.
I have been watching you since John has put this on me, and you are my spirit animal. Melissa, I love you so much, and all you've do for me on my lives and all the magical things. You are my heartbeat. So, thank you
Love you, Drew.
all for having me on.
Melissa,
It feels so lovely to be here tonight. What a beautiful just yourself.
Oh.
You're so lovely. Everyone's so lovely.
We can play that on the piano together, D.
So Drew, tell everyone who you are, what you do, and how you got wrangled into being on this show at
Maybe
9
later.
in the morning, your time, 8 our time.
So, first of all, cereal soup. I'm going to start off with that. But you didn't think I was going to not say that? But my name is Drew. I'm the host of Drew vs. the World, a podcast where we get information through information. Every week I have on people who are changing the world. And through their success and through their failures, I want my audience to become world changers themselves. So I want all my audience to take a little bit of advice each week and grow and evolve and be like, just go out into the world. And if they're stuck in the mud, if they want to grow their business, learn from each guest I have on. So that's Drew vs. the World podcast, wherever you can listen to the podcast.
And how did you get wrangled into being on this show?
Oh man, that's a wonderful story. So first and foremost, I think I asked to be on this show because, again, I'm such a fan of John, and I'm such a fan of this show, such a fan of this Back to Cereal podcast network. So I said, hey, I want to be on. I love cereal. I love comics. I love pop culture. Why the heck not? So I think I reached out to John. I was like, hey, can I please be on the podcast? And eventually he sent me a link. So I'm here now. Via Clubhouse.
and
Oh
I
yeah,
hope-
okay, via Clubhouse.
So this morning is going to be a little bit different with Drew, because Drew is he is also a master of pop culture. He is a student of pop culture. And so that's why I broke out the Ghostbuster cereal again, even though we're not eating this morning. The back has these great trivia questions and great conversation prompts, kind of like pod decks, which we're going to use in a moment. But I love this question. On the back of the Ghostbuster cereal box, you suspect your friend is possessed by an ancient spirit. How can you tell for sure? A, ask them politely if they are an evil spirit. 2, throw garlic at them. Or
Garlic.
B, throw garlic at them. Or C, research psychokinetic biological inhabitation in Tobin's Spirit Guide. Drew, A, B, or C? Ask them politely, throw garlic at them, or consult Tobin's Spirit Guide.
Through my normal conversation, first of all, why are you throwing garlic at them? They're not vampires. That's the first thing. And third, the number C. I'm not doing any research. This is immediate action needs to be taken. So I would ask them. And it depends on what type of level of possessed they are. If they're exorcist possessed, then they might just, they might throw up on me. So I'll know from there. But if they're, if they're Ghostbusters 1 possessed, then there might be floating in the air. There might be some back. There might be, Rick Moranis running around, and you'll know.
Yeah.
So I'll go for A.
D, I feel like you have an answer here. A, B, or C?
Totally C, because I research everything. All I can think of is I watched Suicide Squad again last night, so all I can think
the
of
first
is
one or the second one?
That's what I was thinking of. Like when he's like an evil thing, like an ancient evil. That's immediately what I thought of. Yes. Yeah.
The second one was horrible. I did not like it.
Sister. Yes. But Harley's dress was. Yeah.
Did not like it at all. I also watched The Equalizer last night. I really liked it.
That's a good one.
I've not seen The Equalizer yet.
Oh,
I need to. I know.
My weird thing about gore, I had to watch it on like TBS, so they cut out all the gory parts for me.
Well, that's Denzel Washington, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, and I love Denzel, and actually every movie I've ever seen him in, I love. But that genre is like on the lower end of my favorite kind of genres, so I've never seen it.
Yeah, Denzel, he's one of those actors that's on my list that if he's in it, I'll at least give it a chance. Like Denzel, Samuel L. Jackson, Al Pacino. If they're in it, I'll give them a chance.
Morgan Freeman.
Mm-hmm.
Those are my peeps, dude.
I love Will Smith.
We got so many comments, you guys.
Definitely Will Smith.
Yeah.
So we gotta address some of these comments before people get mad at me. Dave Mattingly says French toast crunch, ooh la la. And Eli's with you, D. He defies your toast crunch, Johnny. I'm eating corn pops.
Eli.
Corn pops are a delicious dry snack.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like those.
They work really well without milk.
Yes.
And Angel Love says, I love that Melissa looked mad at the dancing at first and then joined in.
It's just my face. Angel knows that.
Resting mad face.
Just my face.
And Angel Love says, I've got my s'mores cereal.
That's a fact, Jack!
Sean had a lot of coffee today.
Dave asks, is French toast crunch good?
Oui.
Oh, and he again chimes in, Ghostbusters cereal. He breakfasted me, Ray. He breakfasted me.
I love Dave, by the way. Isn't he the best?
He really is the best. And he was, I think, one of our very first guests. And I want to have him on again with Angel Love and our good friend Cindy Kep to do a dad jokes episode.
Ooh.
Yeah.
A dad joke off.
Yeah. They would be epic together.
Oh my gosh. So I've trained my son inappropriately perfectly. The other night I was just like, I'm hungry. And he's like, I'm hungry. I'm Isaac. I'm like, son of a biscuit.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
I did not hear dad joke off.
Yes, I know, and I thought about it too, D.
That's a different circle, D.
I didn't see that.
Pump and dump. But where's Dina?
She's right there. Good
There
morning,
we go.
Boxheads. Listen, if she were on with us this morning, it would be completely out of control at this point.
But Johnny, I was gonna say, do you remember Ecto Cooler?
Yes, I do. I do.
I've
been looking for it.
Eli, oh my gosh, it freaked me out.
So DMRT, here's the thing. Since you refuse to do cereal, would you
I
do?
don't know why you have me here. I'm not a morning person. I hate cereal. Like what? Like why am I here?
Because
you can't leave me alone with them.
And we are the power couple of pop culture. That's why.
Yeah, but you
You
give
and
me
me.
a bad rap because you make me wake up early and then I'm cranky in the morning and then you're like, eat cereal. And I'm like, I hate cereal. But
look-
this is like
look how
the
funny
only
it is.
thing that like otherwise I'm very pleasant to be around, I think. But
I think we need to change this to the back of the wine bottle podcast.
No, you know what?
Do you want some cheese with that wine? Oh.
I'm glad to be here.
Hey, Eli Cash says, I remember Cinnamon Toast Crunch commercials involved cannibalism
I just
when the
addressed
little
that.
pieces kept
Yep.
eating each other.
Yep.
That's what I just said. Oh my gosh, it freaked me out. Do you not remember that? I just said that. Hello.
I didn't know what you were referencing. Hey, stick with the rest of the group. Let's get there together. It's more fun when we do it together.
I can't. It's too early.
Oh my gosh, you're making
hate
people
it
laugh.
when
Yeah, I
Mommy
love
and
it.
Daddy
That's why
play.
you're on. And Eli, you are what you eat. Oh, that's harsh right there.
Tacos.
Why do I eat cereal?
Drew, you throw garlic at the ghosts because it makes them smell better, or the evilly possessed people. And let's see, Sean, what's your favorite Pacino movie? For me, it's either Dog Day Afternoon or Son of a Woman.
Dog Day Afternoon's a good one. That's a good one.
Hoo-ah! Yeah, I don't know. Because there's a lot of them.
Or what's that movie with Adam Sandler? Or is that Pacino?
Wait, Pacino and Sandler were in a movie together?
Was it Pacino or did
That can't be right.
Yes, it was.
That can't be right.
Fun with Dick and Jane, I believe the movie is called, and Pacino was actually chasing after Adam Sandler playing a woman.
Huh.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
I don't get speeches too much, but
Jack
I'm not
and Jill,
sure.
Yeah, Dick and Jane has.
It's, Jim Carrey.
Yeah.
Yep.
See, John, I know some stuff.
You're on
That's why
fire
you're
this
here,
morning,
D.
D. You're on fire. I love it. I love it. So Angel Love
I
asks.
just want to come back to bed.
Angel Love asks about the spirits, the evil possessed people. Are they like friendly and just visiting, or is this going to be a big problem? I think I'd just go hide and call Ghostbusters. This is not in my wheelhouse. So if they're nice and just visiting, I think we call them in-laws.
Hey, I like my in-laws, so my in-laws are good.
That's what you say when you're on a public broadcast.
I don't have to say that.
And Bob Stowe's 101, yo, he's in the chat.
Hold on, I want to go back and answer the question. I think my favorite Pacino movie is Carlito's Way. Strongly tied with Heat, rounding out the corner with Scarface.
Scarface is probably the most quoted of all time, right?
Say hello to
Say hello to my little friend. Yeah.
I actually
Yeah.
didn't like that
Bravo's
movie when I
taking it.
first saw it.
Wait,
Yeah,
what
when
did
I
you
was a
say, D?
kid, I couldn't process it.
Yeah,
I
I
had to
didn't-
get like a teenager.
Exactly. Even as a teen, I really didn't like the movie because I think maybe it was too long. I used to have to watch it on like TBS and CBS, so I couldn't watch the commercial version. Took
And you
like
know, on
4
TBS,
hours.
they'll stretch it out with commercials. It's like 6 hours long.
I was like, oh man, this movie is horrible because I was like, it's taking so long to watch it. But yeah,
Do you
Al
know
Pacino's
that
the man.
Scarface is the movie that is responsible for today's modern movie rating system?
Yep.
I could believe that.
Yeah. Yeah. It was so outlandish, it was so controversial that is what got everything slapped with the rating. Melissa, are you doing a puzzle there? Is that what's going on? Are you working on the back of the cereal box? I love it. That's good. That's good.
That's canon. That's good. That's canon.
That's good. That's good. and I keep meaning to say this for those of you who are just now tuning in for the first time ever. The reason we're called Back of the Cereal Box is because when I was a kid, we didn't have iPhones or iPads at the breakfast table. We had the Back of the Cereal Box, and we were doing exactly what Melissa is doing now. We were reading the Back of the Cereal Box, asking these questions, doing the puzzles, playing the games, cutting out trading cards, cutting out records, reading the comics on the back, or sending away for cool loot that you could get from the back of the cereal box. Playing with the toys inside. Which do they still put toys inside? Any of them?
I don't think so.
Do you think they would be mad at me if the grocery
I
store
think it's a
if I went
health
through
hazard.
and just started emptying out the bags to find the toys?
You
mean
should
they-
start
you mean-
taping magical cards to the back of each box with our logo on it.
That's not that bad of an idea.
You're welcome.
But if a man with a purple beard starts taking,
Well, just
stuff
put
out
on
of
your
a
Harley outfit.
box,
Everybody loves drag.
I would be a little bit yeah,
It'd be fine.
weary.
You just went and buy that box.
I wouldn't buy any box in that store. Honestly.
Well, you just need to come visit me and be like, yay, he's wearing clothes that fit properly. Woo! It's a win for the day.
Well, that is a great segue into new loot. This is the segment of the show where we show off new stuff we got this week or stuff that we're into. And I got a ton of stuff, but I'll let everybody else go first. Well, Drew, you are the guest of honor, so share with us what you got.
All right. So I went what you call in the community hand. Hard as you can look it up. But got this. So I'm really into indie comics. So one of my previous guests sent me a comic book for this. And it's called The Origins of Impound. So this is about a San Francisco-based MMA fighter who gets into the superhero biz. And as what happens, things ensue. He's a single father. He also, a bunch of the stuff that's in this comic book actually has Sacramento-based places and words and things like that. I haven't opened it yet because it's actually signed. You can see this. It's signed by the creator. Number one issue. Then my brother gave me this as well, a pop figure for Veep, because he said it looks like me.
That does look like you. That is a Drew versus the world pop right there.
Drew versus the world pop's coming soon, actually. And then I'm good. This is a reveal and also new loot at the same time. So
Ooh.
another of my guests sent me a comic book. Peta Comics. He's another indie creator. So he sent me. Oh wow, he sent me a bunch of stuff actually. So this is one of his first comic books as well. It's called Shania. It's the Curse of Curse of the Curse of the Janranga. So these books from Heta Comics are African stories derived from South Africa, and he takes those stories and he creates comics out of them. So show you this here. So this is one with a female, actually I would call her super character, not superhero, super character, that she goes around and she fights and saves her village from people trying to invade it. So I got issues actually. Oh wow, these actually are signed. I'm gonna pop the top. So these comic books, I got issue 1, issue 2, issue 3, and issue 4, all signed by the creator as well, and some stickers and some fun stuff here.
That is really fantastic. What else you got?
I'm taking my ball. I'm going home.
Well, listen,
So I told you, John.
Drew has been saving up for this for months. He's been waiting.
So here is something I actually got this from Comic-Con last year, New York City Comic-Con, but I wanted to show it here. This is my favorite. It's my second favorite movie of all time. Scott Pilgrim versus the World. It's a Funko that you open up, and he has Scott Pilgrim, and he has his guitar, and then he has his sword from the last scene, the fight scene at the end when he's fighting his the final boss. One of my favorite movies of all time. I can show you all. Go ahead.
I think Scott Pilgrim versus the World is one of the most original movies ever made. It's phenomenal. Yes. So,
and I can show you all of these, but I'm not.
Well, Dave Mattingly has a question for you. He asks, Drew, do you mean the stories are from South Africa, the country, or the southern part of Africa?
South Africa. It's an amalgamation of a bunch of stories. So he has these first versions coming out, and now he's actually putting up another version coming soon, September 15th. He's come out with some other comics that actually show another part of that southern region with South Africa. So one more thing, because I love you guys so much. So I told you guys you need to pay this man, right? So I went out and brought a box of Magic Spoon cereal. The cereal you can eat as an adult, and there's a lot of nutritional value, and there's what is here? The high protein, keto friendly, non-GMO, gluten free, grain free, soy free, wheat free, nothing artificial, chai-like cereal for grown-ups. And I'm a grown-up and I love it.
Yeah, it is. Listen, even though I've not been spotlighting him on the show on Saturday morning, I am still a huge fan, and that's what I eat throughout the rest of the week. For Cheat Day Saturday, I have the commercial stuff, but every day, keeping up with the healthy lifestyle, it's Magic Spoon cereal every day. And Drew, offline, you and I need to talk about new comics. Yum! Because that's the other show that I do here on the network, and I talk about the new comics I got that week.
I would love to do that, and again, I love to spotlight indie comics. So if any way I can do, because I already had like 4 or 5 comic book artists, so I love to spotlight them and people that are doing this, outside the realm of the traditional Marvel and DCs, and also, Dark Horse and all those things too. Things that people don't understand or don't really pick up on a day-to-day basis. But that's Drew versus World, new loot.
Woo! Love it, love it. Sean, what you got?
All right, so my real new loot, I can't show you guys, but you kind of can see it. I have installed the desk clamp arms for my lights, and I've gotten rid of all of my tripods and everything. So I'm trying to make it an all-in-one broadcasting station, and because of that, I can't afford new toys right now, but I have new lights. But thanks to Johnny and Drew, I watched a movie that I don't know if I would have normally watched. We did a room on Clubhouse this week, battling out the movies of the summer, and Mitchell's versus the Machines rocked. It was different. The art style was great. I have a new favorite animated franchise.
And that is one that DBRT loved.
Yeah.
Because she said that the dad in the driver's seat is her husband, Brian.
And my 10-year-old son sat there and watched the majority of the movie, and that's big things. That's it, for him to sit still long enough and eat it. I mean, and to watch it.
Well, I like movies I can watch with my kids, and they all enjoyed it. So
Yeah, it was so far it's my I still think it might be my favorite movie of 2021, although Shang-Chi is right there. It might edge it out. I don't know. But you know what? We talked about this Wednesday night on Clubhouse. The movie that continues to just bore itself into my brain, though, is The Green Knight. I just continually think about that movie and the imagery.
I think I'm going to try to watch that today if I can.
Yeah. I don't know what it is about that movie, but it just kind of became an earworm for me.
And the Mitchell's Machine was created by the same people who create one of my favorite movies of all time, which is Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, which is by far one
which
of my
a sequel.
favorite
I heard a sequel is coming.
It is.
Yes, it is.
Mm-hmm.
I will be there day one.
And there are some rumors swirling around that the new deal with Sony and Marvel may actually make the Spider-Verse canon and incorporate some of the stuff that we're seeing in the MCU, and in particular the multiverse and what if. There are all kinds of rumors swirling, and DBRT just checked out. She's like, this is what Johnny sounds like to me.
Hey Drew, I'm a big sneaker collector. Remind me one day, and I'm gonna show you the Miles Morales Into the Spider-Verse Jordan ones.
I sat on a line for almost 3 hours to get those darn sneakers and couldn't get them. So I'm looking forward to seeing those.
Okay, I got them
in person.
Melissa's like, you did what?
No, Melissa. So you guys know I'm a big reader. Has anybody read Jennifer Government? So it's idyllic it's by Max Berry, and it's like how now we're all individualized based on what we're associated with. So like there's a Nike company, but like all the people that work for Nike are their family, so they're Nike people, and so then they limit their production, and then it like causes riots and murders and things like that when the new line comes out. And that's exactly what I heard when it's like, man, I waited in line. I was like, did you kill somebody? Don't kill anybody. It's just shoes. And I like shoes still.
Can we say PlayStation 5?
Right? I mean, yeah. So that's what happened in my head when Drew's like, I waited in line all day. I was like, oh no, I loved you, Drew. Bye. But I mean,
and Sean, is the one of the Miles Morales sneakers always untied?
It depends on how I feel. It depends, because they have these special tips on the end of them, like Spider-Man tips on the end of the shoelaces. And a lot of times I will wear the style is called loose lace. I'll wear the sneaker loose lace, but I don't want to step on the lace and mess it up. So that one I do tie.
I should show you how to do the checker pattern. So there's a checker pattern that you could create in your shoes, where that the laces, they just go to that little tip on the corner of the shoe hole, the lace holes, and then you will never get that drag. I know you're talking about.
I think D just died.
Broke D.
D just died.
Sneaker talk. Lace
holes. Dave says, Sean, we could have used your Mitchell's versus the Machines experience on the 2021 movie.
Right. Honestly, that's what made me go look for it. And
even without your vote, it still took the bracket. So in the next round this Wednesday, you can say yes. It moves on. Although I think it's up against pretty stiff competition.
Yeah.
Yeah, darn you guys. I do not need homework.
For those of you wondering what I'm talking about, on our Facebook community group and our page, there is a link to our tournament brackets on Challenge, and you can click on that and go vote for your 2021 favorite movie in our tournament. We're in round 2 now, and getting down to the final 4, and we're gonna let everyone on Facebook vote for the final 4. So, D, Melissa, you guys got any new loot for this segment?
Get it, D.
I have loot.
Yay! What do you got?
Oh,
Nice.
Okay, so this is a mini version. My husband's birthday was last week. So it comes with all these games, 620 games.
620 games.
Yeah.
Wow.
And this is the official Nintendo, right?
Yes, the first one. So let me show you how many it is. This is the controller. Like,
I
it's
need that.
tiny.
Horrible.
Now
the
wait, I
NES,
gotta ask a question about
Yeah,
this.
yeah.
Does it also have a slot for the cartridges?
No,
Okay.
No.
there's 620 games built in. So, I mean, it has them all.
Does it have Pitfall?
Yes. It
Does
has
it really?
Contra and Ninja Turtles and Donkey Kong and Mario.
Wait,
and
Contra. You said Contra.
Uh-huh.
Contra is the hardest game ever created
Yes.
in the history of video games.
Yes.
I beat it.
No, you did not.
Yeah, I beat the first one.
How?
Yeah. Well, I had shout out to my homeboy, faithful cousin, Derek Furby. We took a whole summer and we played it. Because remember, that was the first co-op games that you
Well,
could
You can get
play.
it back in the box.
Yeah.
And so, who remembers the code for unlimited lives?
Up, down, left, right, A, B, select, start. Come on now.
I love it that they
Never
use that
thought.
in that.
I
What is
wasn't
that
born
with
yet.
the candy, like the shoot? Wreck-It Ralph. They use that.
Wreck-It Ralph, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, and there was a code that you could enter in, or no, there was a place in Super Mario Brothers where you could go and jump on that turtle over and over and over and over and rack up
On the 3rd level.
unlimited lives.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was pretty epic.
Yeah,
That
I
is-
grew up in the age with Pokemon, and you go to this one island in Pokemon, and you go and you get this character called Unknown. Do you remember that, or is that a little farther into pop culture? So Pokemon Red or Pokemon Blue, you can fly to this island, right, in this region, and then you slide on the island, and you get this character called Unknown, and then Unknown, you're able to get as many Pokeballs, as many, you get to get as many stones, and level up your Pokemon as much as possible. And this is Anime Corner with Drew. Done.
Love it. So
All I heard was Pokeballs.
well, that is awesome loot, D-Barty. Your
Right?
your loot cred just
Right. I can forgive you for some of the movies you haven't watched.
Melissa, you got anything to show and tell this morning?
I do. Are you ready?
I was born ready.
Oh, what's that?
Oh, wait. Oh, I didn't know what that
Okay.
was.
All right. Okay.
Oh my God.
John.
Melissa got the pajamas. Are you also wearing the pajama bottoms?
No, but I have them.
Oh, you got the striped ones.
I
don't
did,
they have
'cause
the
I already
plaid?
have. I have plaid ones. They came with my Christmas pajamas. So I needed a different, pattern, I guess.
I love it. And you can get that on our website. There at backofthecerealbox.fun. There is a link to our merch store right on the front page. So open the front door and come on in and get you some merch.
Hey, Melissa, how do they feel?
It's like,
This is beautiful.
it's
What is
okay.
that,
Maybe when I
velvet?
wash it 3 or 4 times, it'll be softer. I'm a
Yeah.
big, texture. I'm weird about textures. So that's why it took me a while to order because I couldn't touch it first.
This
Now you-
is beautiful.
That's not how you
What
push
is
your
that,
loot.
velvet?
That's not how you push your loot. It's soft. It's very soft,
It's-
isn't it, Melissa?
It fits perfectly.
There you go.
Like
And
velvet.
branded ideally, right on the like fun bags of cereal. Sorry, the coffee's gone. I don't know what to do. You're welcome, Johnny. I love you. And it's rude. Rude. I'm gonna go delete all the links I shared earlier. Forget you.
All right. Okay. I'm gonna share the loot I got real quick, and then golly, there's so much to cover this morning. And Drew, you're such a wealth of knowledge. Normally, we're having to like pull stuff out of our guests, but you just brought it. You brought your game. You're awesome, man. So real quick, if you have an Ollie's by you, Ollie's, look. $2.99. I got volume 1 of the new 52 Batgirl. $2.99 the trade paperback. And I also got the John Romita Jr. Superman run, volume 1 from the beginning, $2.99 at Ollie's. Now, they won't be there very much longer at $2.99. So if you love comic books, if you love reading graphic novels, run down to Ollie's, grab you some. Also, I didn't do a new comics episode this week, but I wanted to spotlight real quick, just for you, Drew, Kazar #1, Lord of the Savage Land. This is a really fun book, but what makes it so great is really the artwork on it. The artist is different than what I've seen on a Kazar book before. Real painterly art, broad brushstrokes, a lot of action, and the artist is Jermaine Garcia. And look at this. Look at that.
Ooh.
Dinosaurs and superpowered jungle lords. Then I'm going to just show off 2 things. I'm going to do a full review later this week of a brand new game that we played over the weekend, Trash Pandas.
That's pandas.
This is basically a mashup of Uno and the classic game Pit. It's if you've ever played Pit, where you're trying to collect all of the same card, this is very similar mechanic, but it also incorporates elements of Uno. I'm going to do a full review later this week on Big Bowl of Board Games, but go pick that up. I got that at Kroger for $5.95. Kroger.
Okay.
If you have a Kroger Marketplace. And then, I'm so happy,
Or
guys.
Harris Teeter.
Okay. And then I'm super happy. I picked up this board game, Winner Winner Chicken Dinner. And this is by a brand new board game company based out of Atlanta called 25th Century Games.
And
Huh? Who? What? And it is just a one of those board games that I love because it's simple, it's quick to play, it's for up to 4 players, and it takes 15 to 30 minutes to play a game, which for me and my family and my game group, that's the perfect length of time. I'm going to play this today. I'm going out to a board game group this afternoon, and we're going to break this out and try it, and I'll give a full report next week.
I'll miss our board game show.
Well, you know what? We're going to make that happen again, D. Barty. So, a couple more. Angel Love says, if Melissa gets kicked, I'm out.
Oh, that's my girl.
You
Love you,
got
lady.
your fans, Melissa. I love it. Love it.
I do.
And she gives you the big heart symbol.
I think that's the first time I've ever seen somebody get kicked off the live here.
Well, if it was going to
Always
be
happens.
somebody, we knew it would be me. I mean,
I kicked myself off. Does that count?
No, you're not allowed to quit, D. All right, it is time for This Week in Geek. And you guys, I got to say, open this up by saying happy birthday to Spencer Milligan. who is 87 years old. Do you guys know who Spencer Milligan is? This might help refresh your memory. Does anyone know who that is? Marshall, Will, and Holly on a special expedition.
The dinosaur show.
Land of the Lost.
Land of the Lost. Yeah.
He played Rick Marshall in Land of the Lost, which Land of the Lost was one of my all-time favorite shows as a kid. And he's 87 years old today.
So I want to look that good when I'm 87.
Well, no, that's not what he looks like today. That's from the show.
I know.
So you do know I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna rip that snort, and that's gonna be on my soundboard.
Please.
But there was so much happening this week. So it was Spencer's birthday. It was Star Trek Day on Wednesday, which I didn't even know was a thing until Wednesday. What's your favorite Star Trek, Drew?
My Star Trek starts at First Generation or Next Generation.
Oh, Next Generation. Okay.
Yeah, but I was a big Battlestar Galactica guy instead of Star Trek. So, yeah. I'm sorry, I'm so young.
DBRT, what's your favorite Star Trek?
I'll tell you what.
Oh. We just lost half our viewing audience. They were like, that's it. I'm done with this show. Yeah, hey, do you remember? So I've been poking the monkeys this week. I came across...
Don't do that.
Did they fling garlic poo at you or something? Like,
Yeah, this monkey could...
Peter may not like that.
And I found a poster from a live show that D. Barty and I did when we were hosting Tales from the Geek on another network, and I posted it as a blast from the past. And D, did you know this? We used to get all kinds of hate mail from fans who said, "Why is D. Barty a co-host of a comic book show? She doesn't know anything about comics." And I was like, I would always respond, "Yeah, but she asks the questions that make me look good."
Well, I'm making you look good. That's all that counts, right?
That's right.
No, nobody ever told me we got hate mail because I'd probably quit if I knew people hated me.
Yeah, you probably would have. Also, you guys, the Matrix trailer released for the new Matrix movie. Are we excited about this, or do we need this? Do we care?
I keep hearing about this. Is this for real? For real?
Yeah, it's for real.
Yes, it is.
It's for real.
Okay,
Yeah,
I'm super stoked about this.
I'm excited. I really want to see. I love everything Keanu Reeves from any movie
he's so
in.
amazing.
I will watch Keanu Reeves movie. But I would say the best thing about a new Matrix movie is there will probably be a new Animatrix movie too that'll come out inside of it. So that would be my favorite part, is that Animatrix will come out. And Animatrix is the anime version of the Matrix. They usually do, it's kind of like a prequel and a postquel of the Matrix movies. But I love Keanu Reeves, anything he's doing. They also are not gonna have nice. And they're also gonna have a new Morpheus, I believe. So that's gonna be great too. And seeing Trinity in the trailer, it's gonna be interesting because nowadays bullet like speed is not anything new. So we was so in awe with that bullet speed and the slow motion and everything like that. But now kind of like it's almost a premise upon itself. So I want to see how they're gonna do it now. They're doing a lot more like real time action packed karate fighting will be beneficial like they did in Shang-Chi. So I love it for my different reasons, but I can't wait to come out because I want to see Keanu Reeves do his thing. And they were saying that there was going to be a John Wick Matrix tie-in, but it's not. So I'm kind of like bummed about that, but I'll get off my soapbox.
Well, that was my first thought. I was like, oh, look, John Wick is playing Neo.
That's exactly how
John
he looks.
Wick was Neo all along? So, Melissa, are you a Matrix fan?
I am a Keanu Reeves fan. Matrix, I tried it multiple times. And if I skip past like the creepy bathtub pull the goop out part, then I'm good to go. But if I watch it up until then, I'm like, I can't continue. So then I just rewatch all the John Wicks instead.
So the first Matrix movie I thought was a perfect movie.
Yeah,
It was
I
a
agree.
perfect sci-fi movie. It is in probably my top 5 science fiction movies of all time. Top 10 perfect movies. Original, compelling, but then the sequels happened. And kind of killed the whole franchise for me. So I'm hoping that this one, the fourth one, like redeems the franchise in some way, shape, or form. You don't think it
I know
will?
people are gonna hate
No.
me, but I just thought they got progressively worse.
I agree with you. They did.
The first one was awesome, and the
Yes.
whole storyline and how they presented it was great. It was so good, it made me sit through the sequels to get that feeling back.
And it just never happens.
Yeah. So I go both ways with the new trailer. Like, I'm
Cautiously
happy.
optimistic.
Yeah, I'm happy. I would like it, but it has potential for failure.
All right,
It has
DBRT, your
exponential.
your thoughts on the Matrix?
Okay, so I watched them multiple times, and I did not understand them until recently, like within the last year. I watched them and I was like, "Oh my gosh, these movies are amazing!" Like I like the storyline, the third one, but I like the rest of them.
I'm so surprised right now. This is my surprise face.
Why?
That D has one seen all 3 of the Matrix movies, and
Multiple
2
times.
multiple times.
Wow.
I'm so impressed. See, I just fell in love with DBRT all over again.
No, you love me, you hate me, you know, whatever.
It's a cereal toast crunch.
Depends on the day.
Dave says, "Silly Neo, the Matrix is for kids. There is no spoon."
Ha!
Someone take a screenshot of that right now so I don't forget it.
Wow.
Oh my gosh, that is so good.
Wow.
I
So
just wanna,
good.
that if that is not on a T-shirt sponsored by Back to Cereal Box, I don't know what are you guys doing? What are you guys doing here?
I want that shirt. Make it for me. Send it to me now.
Oh my gosh.
Have Neo as the trick
Oh,
bunny.
my God.
That's all we need with a black
So-
jacket.
So
Boom.
our pocket friend Billy Thorpe was coaching me about this very thing. Okay. Also this week, guys, and I understand if not everyone is a fan, but for the first time ever, this is pretty exciting. If I can actually do this real quick, this is pretty exciting. For the first time ever, AEW trounced WWE in the ratings. Just destroyed them this week, and I think we all know why. It's a cult of personality.
Everybody's not
All
gonna
right.
get that reference, Johnny.
I know Dee and Melissa are like, okay, huh? What?
That's how I feel about sports.
Sean, are you with me? I know Drew's with me.
The song, yes.
Do you
I
know
like
what
the
I'm
song
referencing?
too, Sean.
Wrestling. I had a bad experience. So
Wrestling.
I'm just gonna. Yeah,
Wow, what's
wrestling.
happening?
I had a bad
What happened?
experience. I'm from the South, and I come from
Spotlight
the-
him. Spotlight him, Johnny. He's gonna start crying.
I'm from the South, so I came up with what was our wrestling league? NW something.
NWA.
NWA, yes, NWA, Rock and Roll Express, the original. Like I am a
Magnum TA.
Yeah,
American
Four
Dream,
Horsemen.
Dusty Rhodes.
Right. So the original wrestlers, right? I won I won some wrestling tickets from the radio station, and I won tickets that normally I wouldn't be able to afford. They were right up front, and I almost wish they would have gave me the cheap seats because it's not the same experience on the first row when you're a what's the word I want to look for? A teenager going through my rambunctious years looking for the loopholes. I found several of them. Yeah, like the
The
stomps.
illusion was
The illusion
destroyed
was
for you.
broken. It was broken. And then afterwards, we went to the Hardys up the street, and the Rock and Roll Express and the Four Horsemen were eating biscuits together. Like, no, you're supposed to be tearing the Hardys down. This is not. This is supposed to be World War III. You're supposed to be going after that man's juggler. Boo this man. I was upset. Yeah, so and ever since then, I couldn't get the. I couldn't go back to the illusion. Hold on, who's doing my job for me?
Well, Drew and I are both really excited because CM Punk has made his return to wrestling in AEW. Bryan Danielson made his appearance last week, and AEW is on fire, and it has reignited a new wrestling wars. It's not the Monday Night Wars, but it is definitely a new. It's got the same feeling as the Monday Night Wars, and Melissa and Dee are just like, curl my hair. I'll do something else for a minute.
I remember a time when WCW and WWF was going on, when Goldberg was on top of his thing, and then NWO came, and then it was doing cross promotions, and then they was coming into each other's shows,
Studios,
and
yeah.
Oh my goodness, that was like,
and that was not like planned. That was all shoots, and so anyway, yeah, AEW beating WWE for the first time. But guys, this week in Geek, this happened.
Oh, I love this. This was so good.
Were you guys like as sad as I was? This is like my
I
generation.
cried so hard.
This hurt me. Have you seen the memes? The memes
Yeah.
of this?
Yeah, the memes are.
So, I watch Blue's Clues through my kids. My son Nicholas was a huge Blue's Clues fan to the point that we had his bedroom at one point decorated with Blue's Clues motif. I mean, that was his thing. He had the Notebook, he had a stuffed Blue, the whole thing, and we would sit down and watch this together. I think it was every afternoon. And you know, Steve, to address his fans and a whole generation 10 years later. Can you believe it's been 10 years? Mm-hmm. After we've been through 15 months, 18 months of a pandemic, for him to say, I never forgot you. Yeah. I'm not crying. You're crying.
First and foremost, I'm not going to lie to you. I felt some type of trauma because Steve just left and never told us why. So this gave me closure. This gave closure in my...
College.
What, D?
I'm sorry, D?
He went to college.
Yeah, he told me that now.
No, he did on the show. I remember
he did on the show.
He did on the show. Yes,
but there was no build up to it. Is the problem?
No,
exactly.
It was like, hey, we're finished with the show. Oh, by the way, here are my bags. I've packed everything up. I'm going to college. Here's my brother Joe. See ya. That was it. That was it.
That was it.
That wasn't enough.
I don't know this kid Joe from a can of paint. How dare you? There's some. I had a little bit of trauma.
Oh, frosted flakes.
Look, I like Joe too. The new guy, not so much.
It was like one of them things. Like, let's say, you know, your parents had a divorce, and then all of a sudden your mom started dating this guy with no explanation. Just, this is your new daddy. Blue's Clues, mail time. Here you go.
Like, I don't know you. And the whole thing is Nickelodeon was like Nickelodeon was ideal to my generation because that was the time where they had Guts, they had Face, they had all these different types of like mega huge shows that were going on that really shaped my childhood. And Blue's Clues was hyper important in it. And for him to go to college and then come back to me, first of all, Steve looks horrible. Okay, let's just say it how it is. He looks horrible. College didn't do him well, but anyway. I would say that this gave me closure at a point where it just was very sweet. I had a little tear coming down, but I'm not gonna say that I really needed this from Steve, and I appreciate him. The new guys, I don't know them as well, but he did a good job. And this blew up the 25th anniversary because now everybody's waiting for that episode. I think it came out or it's coming out soon. So. Shout out to Blue's Clues. Shout out to Steve. Get some more makeup, buddy. Let's do this.
Drew, how do you really feel about it?
So look, I used to have this one dude. He made me really hate Blue's Clues. We always have that one guy we work with, especially if you ever lived that cubicle life. He had speakers. He wouldn't turn them off, and he had like alerts when he got mail. Like anytime somebody sent him mail, to the point we would go around to people and be like, please don't send him any mail, because if this thing goes off one more time, I'm going to strangle him. And every time he got mail, this is what you heard.
It makes me want to work. Okay.
Maybe. But I think we need to find our last clue. The mail's here.
It was cute the first time. It was amusing the 50th time. But by Wednesday at 3 o'clock, he had to go.
Maybe that's just his face. You didn't notice because the camera quality wasn't good back then.
Well, so, you guys, first of all...
I want that hat too, by the way, that Steve had.
Do you know why he left the show? Does anybody know the real reason why he left the show?
Yeah, he wanted to
Correct.
pursue other things.
No.
Why?
Because he was balding and he did not want to go bald on a kid's TV show.
Because of crack.
No. Not because of crack.
Hey, Sean, I have a question for you. Do you want some crack with that?
Here's your dang crack right here. This is your problem.
Take it.
Well,
It's officially a 2 snort episode.
We are 15
She's holding
minutes.
it back. She's holding it back now. She's holding it back now.
I feel like this is one of the clubhouse rooms that we hang out in, where they say, "Oh, well, we're 5 minutes over, we're 10 minutes over, we're 15 minutes over. We should really end this," but then they go on for another hour. But we really do need to bring the show to an end, and there's stuff that we didn't even get to. We didn't get to use any of our pod decks to ask questions. Maybe we're not dependent on them anymore, but they're a great tool to help with interviews.
I like them.
I do too. I do too. But we didn't have to really pull them out for Drew because Drew brought it. And that brings me to something that is going to be changing on the show. And I think I've told Melissa and Dee this, but this is the first time for our audience to hear it. We're going to continue to have special guests through October, but then we're not going to have guests anymore. We're going to have a rotating cast of regular co-hosts, and some will be previous guests. And I want to nominate Drew as a returning rotating co-host. All in favor, raise your hand and say aye.
That's the chocolate.
Aye. Drew, you have been nominated for a rotating position. Do you accept?
No. But it was good to be here. No, I would love to. You know, Johnny, I adore you and I adore everything you're doing here. I adore the network. I adore all the beautiful people you have on all the different shows you have. So to be a part, to be nominated, it was just sweet victory. And whoever gets nominated after me, screw 'em.
Sweet victory.
Well, so because we have this entire group of co-hosts across the network, and we're gonna start bringing them all in to join the four core, or the core four. Ooh, that's what we're called, the core four.
Shirts.
Yeah. This is our symbol.
Life.
For life. D-Barty, you're fired. All right. I love you.
I'll be Sean, the cool guy.
I'll invite you, D. I'll send you the link. I got you.
So there's so much stuff we needed to cover, but we're out of time. So we're gonna say goodbye. But everybody, please follow us on Facebook, on Instagram, subscribe to this channel on YouTube. Keep the comments coming even after the show. Share the episodes with 200-300 of your closest friends and family. And above all else, if you like the show and you love what we do, please consider contributing at buymeacoffee.com/cerealboxpod. If you hate the show, then we do have coffee mugs on our merch store.
I know. Why haven't you sent me one?
Yeah, why didn't you send me one?
You got the pajamas.
I did buy my pajamas.
But if you hate the show, and then you need to contribute even more generously to help us to improve, to make the show better for you. buymeacoffee.com/cerealboxpod. And before we let you go, Drew, this morning, where can people find you?
So people can find me anywhere they listen to the Back of the Cereal Box, on all podcast streaming service. Drew vs. the World is a weekly show that, again, I give inspiration through information. So each guest has the ability to give somebody through the success and their failures, knowledge to evolve and become a better version of themselves. Again, thank you, everybody. Thank you, Johnny, for having me on. And this is Drew vs. the World. Oh, mugs coming soon.
Awesome.
Send me one.
Love it. And next week we will have a giveaway with Angel Love's suggestion. Next week during the show, if you do #BuyMeACoffeeMug, we will draw a winner for a Back of the Cereal Box bowl with handle.
You have to give me one first before you give them away to other people.
Anyway,
I'm kind of feeling just a little. We can win, right?
You can't win. No.
What?
Can you make a bowl for handle? Like, legitimately a bowl of handle? Like, just have... Let's talk about it. We could talk about it.
No, like a handle that you can attach to a bowl.
Yes. All you need is a snap. So all you need is a snap, like two things that snap like this, and just boom, bowl handle.
I think they call that a clamp. All right, so
you got me on that one, Johnny.
That's the After Dark episode.
Ooh.
That's it, guys. We're done.
Where's the line?
Until the next time, we love you, mean it. Catch you on the flip side.
Mwah!